I like to train twice a day. Obviously do my fitness, my conditioning first, depending on what's what, depending on what I'm doing later on in the day. Probably, go to the track or do a bit of strength work and circuits, get out of the way in the morning or early afternoon. And then later on in the night, I'll probably go and do, boxing skill work, technical work, that type of thing, or maybe sparring. In the run-up for my pro debut, most of the time I was at the track. I was doing different types of interval running, like all that really good for fitness, build up my stamina. And then in the evening I was sparring, I was doing pad work with Archie, was at the gym, which is doing our thing, going over just things I've got to work on, technical stuff, making sure my defence is tight, and just working on little bits of skills and how I'm going to navigate myself through the rounds and that type of thing, man. I mean, whereas in amateur boxing, you're more preparing by, just getting fit, sparring to kind of sharpen up. This is more tactical. We're going to work on game plans. We're going to work on, things not just for this fight, but for the fights in the future as well. She's always giving me the next piece of information that I need. That's one good thing with our relationship. That's one good thing with the way we operate. It's like he'll give me the next piece of information that's needed, or whatever needs working on. He'll just structure training around that. So I'm always developing. I'm always improving. And people don't understand. Like I was talking to my friend the other day. I'm probably only 50% of the finished article. I'm probably 50% of the fighter I'm going to be in the next 3 to 4 years. So we're always improving.